This was a lady who said this. Yeah. Well, I mean, people often say things on radio, and I mean, I have heard in the past somebody ringing up and saying, I've voted Liberal all my life, but not next time. And you find out a bit later after the election that maybe there's been an element of pork involved in that, but I don't know. I mean, anybody can say that. All I can say is that if you look at an analysis based on reality, it is amazing the job this man has done in just 4 years. I mean, I don't want to see South Australia slip back into the slow economic lane, and there's a real danger that'll happen if it returns a Labor government.
Mr. Howard, the polls constantly show that health is the crucial issue here in this election. When you put up the policies against each other, Labor is outspending the Liberal offer by about 10 times.
We went through that yesterday, so it's just incorrect.
Well, your policies amount to about 123 million in year spending in health, and theirs about 1.6
3 billion in the budget.
But you can, but he's across the figures. He's the expert. But what I say, health is always important, no matter whether it's federal election or state. It's always important. The question of whether one issue is more important than another is, in a sense, up to the voters on Saturday.
Mr. Howard, you said that.
Well, you've got to be careful. Every election is different. I think he's always been in front because he's done the economic job. He turned this state around, and nobody can gainsay that. The Labor Party's not denying that. I don't claim to be across all the detail of the campaign, but I can't find any statistical demolition of what Stephen Marshall's done with the economy, because you can't demolish it. You can't alter the fact that South Australia was lagging behind. It was in the slow economic lane. Now it's outperforming. Now that is due to Stephen Marshall's leadership.
Mr. Howard, the Premier said before that you're one of his biggest mentors.
Would you mind speaking up? I'm sorry.
Sure. The Premier said before that you're one of his biggest mentors. Have you mentored a Premier who should be the next Treasurer under a re-election?
I would never be so presumptuous. He's an experienced leader. He knows who he wants. And I thank Rob Lucas this morning. I saw him just half an hour ago. He's done yeoman service for the state and for the Liberal Party, close to 40 years, a remarkable record. But he got plenty of talent. And when you run a successful government, there's no shortage of people putting up their hand to fill the position. I can testify to that. You get killed in the traffic jam. And then we got... Okay. Anyway.
Did you want to ask that on health?
Yes, happy to again. Just very quickly, because I did go through it yesterday, and it really is actually important. I know that some media are characterising the election commitments as our total spend. We've got more than $3 billion worth of capital projects already into the forward estimates for South Australia. Important projects like a new women's and children's hospital, upgrades to emergency departments across South Australia, upgrades to our hospitals in South Australia. Don't forget, when Labor were last in, they downgraded the Modbury Hospital, the Noarlunga Hospital, and obviously the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Peter Malinauskas personally closed the repat. So there's a lot of work which has been started. There's a lot of work still to do. So you cannot say that they're outspending 10 to 1, because we have got these important commitments already into the budget. And more than that, of course, we've very substantially increased our spend on health. Since coming to government, we've now got more than $1.4 billion extra into the health budget every single year. More doctors, more nurses, more midwives, more ambulance officers. We've got the second highest funded ambulance service in the entire country, and we'll always make it a priority. But the point that I make is that this isn't an election which should be about just going out there throwing money around, because you've got to have a strong economy and strong finances to be able to invest in the future. Now, when Labor were last in, let's remember what happened. They had successive treasurers, going back to Kevin Foley, then Jack Snelling, then Tom Koutsantonis, who said, look, the health budget was going to take over the entire budget in South Australia. That's why they pushed ahead with transforming health.